about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Around Bay YouTube, it's Charles here, and very rarely do I talk about free comic book day books because a lot of them they're just short stories, anthologies, something to wet your whistle and get you into a particular series or maybe a company. But this right here, this 2025 Energon Universe Special, it did not disappoint. Just like last year's Free Comic Book Day Energon Universe Special, it picks up right where G.I. Joe #6 leaves off, um, with Clutch driving away from the Joe compound to clear his mind, and the Transformer, his Jeep transforming and throwing him from it. And it picks up right there at the end of that G.I. Joe #6. And it goes into this confrontation right here, where these two are getting to know each other. They have a short skirmish until they realize that they're on the same side. But in the whole process of their skirmish, Clutch accidentally injures the Transformer, and so he takes him to an old friend. And they quickly come to realize that they're both after this new source of energy, Energon, and that is what the problem is. And we get to finally get some of that Transformer lore and the actual Transformers involved in the G.I. Joe part of this Energon Universe story, which I've been waiting for since Duke. I mean, outside of the first few panels of Duke, we haven't seen the Transformers too much in action in these G.I. Joe Energon Universe books. But here we actually get to see Clutch interacting with a G.I. Joe. Very fun stuff. A complete story here. He takes him to an old friend to get him repaired, where they'll be set upon by some Decepticons trying to get the Energon source. And so that's pretty much the story there from that part. And then we go from that to a Transformer story, primarily focusing on the Transformer Jazz, which I am assuming may be in canon with the Transformer side. I haven't been following that or the Void Rivals parts, so I wouldn't know. But it was a fun little insight into the world of Transformers and the Transformer Jazz, discovering this sound that he had been obsessed with. And he finally comes to Earth and finds out what that sound is when they stumble across a jazz club. Being a jazz musician, I dig that. So it hit kind of close to home. And then we get a little bit of the Void Rival story, which I am not following at all, not really that involved with. But the cool thing about these books is while they are interconnected, you don't have to read everything to get everything. I am reading the G.I. Joe books. I've read all of the precursor books except for Cobra Commander. Those include Duke, Scarlet, Destro, and I believe there may have been another one that I am not thinking of. Maybe not. But then after those dropped, they went in proper with the Energon Universe G.I. Joe books 1 through 6. And we get the complete story there without having to read the Void Rivals or the Transformers. But, if you read those books, you also get, more of that expanded universe. And so I cannot suggest this enough. If you're reading any of these Energon Universe books, I would highly suggest you either pick up the free comic book day edition or the edition that's going to be available this week at local comic book stores. Check it out. It's well worth it. And if you're not reading the Energon G.I. Joe books and you're a G.I. Joe fan, trust me, you will be thankful. His first arc finished. It was action-packed G.I. Joe fun. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading them books. I'm out.